Hey guys, it's Dean DeVries. I'm here with Anthony Gambardella, and today's episode we're going to be talking about government-backed loans and conventional loans, and what are the difference between the two. The government-backed loans are like the FHA and the VA loans, and there's some misconceptions about those loans. There are pros and cons to all of them. And so the goal for this video is to really just unpack some of that and have some clarity around what's a good fit for you. And of course, if you want to see what it is, it's always best to consult your professional and get on the phone and talk about your specific situation. But let's dive in, man. So talk to me about government-backed loans versus conventional loans, and what's the fundamental difference, and why is it good for some people and not good for others?
Yeah, a lot of people, like you said, have misconceptions about like your FHA loans, your government-backed loans. FHA is not always your first-time homebuyer loan. It's not your horrible credit score or whatever it is. It's nothing like that. It just sometimes makes more sense to go FHA than conventional. With FHA, that if you're putting the minimum down of 3.5%, you are looking at having mortgage insurance for the lifetime of the loan. So that's tough. It depends on obviously the loan amount, how much your mortgage insurance is going to be each month. But if you do go FHA, say your credit score is a little bit, it's like a 600, because conventional, the highest or the lowest credit score is 620. So if your credit score is 600 and you have 10% to put down, you can go FHA. And then after 11 years, your mortgage insurance is actually taken off. So automatically.
Oh,
yes.
Cool.
So just like conventional, if you're not putting 20% down, you will have mortgage insurance until you get that 20% equity into the home. So, it's definitely, there's pros and cons, like you said, with any kind of program. It just needs to be able to fit your needs and your wants. My biggest thing is I try to give 3 options to the buyer, if there is 3 options, but I like to give, and list them out either through an email or over the phone. Just so they are aware of their options. I don't have to pay the mortgage, the mortgage every month. Dean doesn't have to pay the mortgage every month. You do. So that's why I want to give you the options and advise you to what my professional advice would be, but also what works for you. If the monthly payment, the interest rate's better, whatever it is that, whatever your needs list is, we try to, give those needs and, give you the couple options for them.
For sure. Yeah. Because what I found is that based on which loan program they choose, you could have a loan program that has lower interest, so your monthly payments are smaller, but you're paying a little bit more upfront for your closing costs. And sometimes it's the other way around, where you're not paying as much in closing costs, but you're just paying a little bit higher of a monthly payment because of a higher interest rate. So, and those are all things that are so individualized for that. Yes. For the loan. But there's ways to make it work. So if you're in a position where you're like, man, I'm scraping everything together that I can for my down payment, and if I can keep an extra 5, 6, 7 grand in my pocket after the closing, that is very valuable to me, even if it means I got to pay an extra $20 a month, for however long I own this house. So yeah, the one question I did have for you. FHA, if somebody puts down 20% with FHA, there is no mortgage insurance. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. So
Okay.
you'd still be in the mortgage insurance for 11 years. So 10% down on FHA and up, you will have mortgage insurance for 11 years, just because of the profile of the loan and how it's a government, loan. You will have mortgage insurance for 11 years.
Now, what's the best credit score to have?
Best credit score to have, over 800. If you got over 800, we're definitely looking good. But, we get them done. So that credit score it's like you said, it's very individual. It's everything, whatever program you go into, it's, comes off your credit score, your income, your everything goes into it all to see what the best program is for you. So it's not a black and white, answer to any of the loan questions.
Just like one piece to the puzzle.
Yep. So it just all depends on your profile and what your needs are.
Okay. Awesome. It's a fair answer. Thank you for that. And then, so government-backed versus conventional, fundamentally, well, actually, we got a couple more minutes here, actually like 1 more minute. Can you talk about the rebate program or the grant programs that are available?
So for down payment assistance,
yeah.
is that okay? So down payment assistance, there's, you can go with the Florida bond. A lot of people hear about it, the $7,500 back at closing for your down payment and or closing cost. It's a 640 credit score minimum on that one. And we can go FHA or conventional, but you still have to have that 640 credit score. There are requirements on debt to income ratio. They have to be a little bit lower than what you usually would get into if you were doing a regular FHA deal. So might not get the highest purchase price on that deal, but you're getting $7,500 back. We also have one, Acopia Home Loans has their own program. It's a conventional product. And I actually just priced this out yesterday. Rates are a little bit better than Florida bond, but the big thing is that it's no mortgage insurance.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So it's a 4% loan, a second mortgage that is interest only for the lifetime of the loan.
Okay.
For the 30 years. So you may be paying on, 3% down or 4% of the total purchase price, $20-$30 a month, but you have no mortgage insurance and the rate's a little bit better than Florida bond.
And then you just pay that back when you sell the house.
When you sell the house, yeah. And then for the 30 years, if you've been in it for 30 years,
then they call the loan.
Well, yeah, you would actually have to pay that back in 30 years, but you're only paying interest only for that 30 years, you know, and it's like $20-$30 a month, depending on obviously how much you borrowed.
That's pretty cool. Now, can you submit payments to principal throughout the life of the loan?
You know what? I would have to double check on that.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good question, because a lot of this program is really to get the people into a house for the first time or something like that. They're only in the house for 5-7 years tops, sometimes, but it's definitely a good idea to look into that. But the good thing is that so it's a 4% second mortgage, 3% for down payment. That's your minimum down payment on a conventional product, and then we would have the 1% to either buy down the interest rate or roll into closing cost.
Oh, nice.
So now you're really coming, if you get the seller to, negotiate for some seller concessions, now you're coming out of pocket really nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's a really cool program, but you have to have a 680 credit score on that one.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, man. And as always, if you have any specific questions, we just invite you to reach out and have a conversation. And we can usually pretty quickly tell you, what direction to go. And it's all about just, getting to know you at a deeper level, know your situation, what your goals are, and then we can plan something out to make sure it's a good fit. So as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.